Hello, my friends. How are we today? We wanted to welcome you to Jean Root's homestead. We are just starting out, and we wanted to take you on our little venture. Uh, Help those who are starting out. Um, we have some experience. We've got some knowledge. We've learned a lot from fellows on YouTube, and yeah. So,
How did we get to where we are now?
well, first off, so my name is Shayla. This is Lish. Um, so how did we get started in this?
Yeah, how did we get started?
Well, we've always been eager to get out of the city, get off grid, get able to do our own things.
Get out of the rat race.
Get out of the rat race, yeah. Tired of making money for everybody else and not being able to do what we want, when we want, how we want to do it.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand that when you're homesteading, when you're living off the grid, there's lots of things that have to be done at certain times. That there are, it's still not a,
You're creating your own chaos.
you're creating your own chaos, exactly.
Instead of being thrusted into it.
Exactly. So we've been looking around, we've been looking a lot on, we started looking in Alaska, decided to be more local to where we are currently, be closer to her family. We're currently in southwestern Pennsylvania, so once we decide on a final property, you'll be along with us to find it.
Yep.
To start off with, we've picked up some chickens. We're doing a garden. We're getting some bees.
This is year 2 of the garden.
This is year 2 of the garden, you're right. We've got a forge for making a little bit of money. So yeah, we're getting things rolling, getting things started.
Dabbling.
Yeah.
Doing a bit of this, a bit of that.
Yeah. The garden's definitely grown a lot this year than it did last year.
Oh yes. Oh yes. It's gonna be big and busy.
Oh yeah. Oh shoot.
Why homesteading?
Why homesteading? Well, with the cost of things nowadays, you have to work so long, so hard to never be with your family to even try to make ends meet.
Homesteading is getting back to that, getting back to the family, because family's important.
Yeah, and that's how we came up with the name Jean Root. We are Norse pagan, so we follow more of a Norwegian or Scandinavian outlook on life, in our religion, and that's where we came up with the name. It has more of a Nordic, it comes from Old Norse wording. See here, what else? What were you? Why were you thinking of homesteading?
I've always kind of been into that homesteading kind of thing. Mom had a garden.
Yeah. Well, my family always had a garden also. We also had chickens. They just recently started branching out from the basics. They actually started raising ostriches, believe it or not. So why chickens?
Why chickens?
Yeah.
Because you can have chickens here.
Okay.
You can't have chickens in all towns and places, but we can have chickens here, and it is a step in how we're dipping our toes That's how we're dipping our toes into homesteading
Okay.
and being a little more
Self-sufficient?
yeah.
Okay. As we move along, there's going to be lots of different things that we're going to be getting into. What all were you thinking of getting?
Before we move or now?
Before we, or after we move?
After we move? Milk cow.
You want a milk cow?
I do.
Okay. We want a couple pigs.
Couple pigs.
Um,
A mini Jersey.
a mini Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try to keep things small. Because it's mainly for us, and we're not going to be pushing to sell and things like that. We'll sell what we need to make the money that we need to keep going. But most of it is just going to be for us.
Yeah.
So, think we're ready to go show them what we got going on?
I think we could.
All right. Came outside to show you some of what we've gotten done or been working on. To start with, I think we will show you our little chicken coop. We went and made it out of pallets. It was definitely an adventure, and there's lots of things that could be done better. We've got our nest boxes here. Okay, so these are our nest boxes. As you can see, we've got 3 of them.
Yep.
The breeds of chickens that we chose on were Rhode Island Red and Astrolorp, which are a dual-purpose bird. We are limited to the number of chickens that we can have here. We currently have 10. So we're going to end up butchering a couple of them down when they've grown up a bit. They're both going to be about 6.5 pounds when fully grown, and both of them lay about anywhere from 275 to 300 eggs a year at their peak production. So we'll get some decent eggs out of them, and a decent amount of meat.
Oh yeah.
We've got the garden right next to it.
Conveniently placed.
Conveniently placed so that we can take our deep bedding from the chicken coop. Straight into the garden when they're fully twice a year. We've got 2 roosting bars. And we've got a spot underneath. We've got a spot underneath to allow for the chickens to get out of the weather with a decent sized run. With our garden, we've got 9 different rows. Release the chicks! The first 3 are going to be so we're going to have corn, beans, and a squash on the end of each row for the first 3. And I don't know that we've really decided what we're going to have for the rest of it. I know we've got watermelon, we've got lettuce, we've got chard, we've got
3 different tomatoes.
3 different tomatoes. We got ground cherries. We've got a lot of different things going in here. I'm just not too sure exactly where things are going to go.
And 2 fig trees on the way.
And yes, 2 fig trees on the way that are going to be planted up front. We got a lot going on. We've got.
The ladies are coming out on their own.
Yeah.
She jumped out. She's like, I'm
We've got a small little raised bed there.
That's where our first garden.
That's where our first little garden was, with a tumbler for a compost. Got a small beehive there, which we haven't got our bees yet, but we will be here soon. The tiller, because this ground was never worked previously, so we had to break it up, get it nice and ready for planting. We also got some mushroom manure that we've thrown in to add some more nutrients. We've got a forge there.
And the remnants of the chicken coop.
And we've got a little compost bin here, which is just starting. Right next to it, I'm going to be building a greenhouse. Haven't started that yet. Haven't even gotten the material yet, but I think I'll bring you along when I go and get that. So that gives you an idea of what's going on. I think each week we're going to focus on something new and show you what's going on, and yeah,
Bring you along on the journey.
bring you along on the journey. So until next time,
I haven't thought of a closing yet. Cut!
until next time, have a good day.